gonna fix a problem on the Volkswagen, the Sportwagen. I've been having some oil dripping here from the oil pan. Originally I thought it was this oil, I think this is a level sensor or the oil temperature sensor here, but I also noticed that it is oily around the edges here on the back side, so I think it's the gasket of the actual pan that's gone out. And this is a plastic pan. It does have a gasket that's up inside here on the mating surface, and so that's probably gotten dried out over the last or hardened over the last 80,000 miles of use, and so now it's hit its lifespan and it needs to be replaced. So I'm going to go ahead and change out this whole pan. The new pan comes with a gasket, and it also comes with a replacement gasket for the sensor, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Alright, the first thing I'm doing is just draining out the old oil. I turned the car on for a little while to get it a little bit warm so it'll flow better, and drain out the old oil. And then while that's draining, I'll take off this underbody pan, which is some T25 screws. Okay, that cover that goes on the bottom has 8 screws, T25s like I said. So take those off and pull that down. And then here on the pan itself, there are T30s all the way around, and so I've taken all of them off except for one on each side that I left on just to hold it for now. I also disconnected the electrical connection right here, which is just a normal press the side of it here and then pull it straight out. And now this is ready to fall or come down. I'll just probably need to get a plastic tool or something just to pry it away from the upper engine housing or the oil housing, just because it's kind of stuck on there. Okay, right at the back here, there's a place where you can stick like a pry tool in there and then just kind of wedge it apart and pull it down. I wouldn't use anything metal. You shouldn't have to. Just like a plastic tool like this to pry the two surfaces away from each other. Alright, so there's 20 of these bolts, these 230s, around the outside of the pan, so make sure you collect them all. And then once you get it off, you could take this off either before or after, but take off the sensor with 10mm nuts. There's 1, 2, 3 of them. Okay, for the oil level sensor, you gotta pry out the old gasket. Just use a pick, but be careful not to scratch the actual plastic surface. Just get the rubber gasket out, because the new one comes with one. And the new gasket looks like it's a mirror image on both sides, so I think either side can go towards the housing. So you just kind of have to press it into place. There's a groove in here that you need to press it into. Okay, once you get that new gasket into place, you can put the housing back, or the sensor back in. It goes, make sure the electrical connection is pointing the right way. It should be pointing kind of towards the drain valve right here. The new pan that I purchased, I'll put the link in the description, comes with the gasket already installed. Just make sure that in shipping it didn't come out of its groove and that it's seated all the way around. And then underneath the car, I'm just going to take a rag and clean up the mating surface here all the way around. Make sure it's as clean and try to get it dry, but there's still oil leaking obviously, so you're probably not going to get it completely dry. But right before I push the oil pan up into place, I'll just give it one quick cleaning, and then I'll push the oil pan up and try to seal off all that oil from dripping out while I install it. And for now I just hand tightened these nuts on the oil level sensor, and later I'll torque them down. For the T30 bolts, those are tightened in 2 sequences. So you start here, I guess where that electrical connection points to, that corner right up here. You start there and then you go along the back and you come all the way around. I've seen 2 Torx tightening sequences. I think one is for the metal pan and one's for the plastic pan, so I'm not sure how much it actually matters, but so you tighten it starting here and you just go straight all the way around in sequence 1 through 20. You don't cross over and do opposite sides. I believe that is for the metal pan. So for what it's worth, you tighten it first hand tight, and then to 8 Newton meters all the way around, and then you do plus 90 degrees all the way around, and that's for these T30s. For these, this is just a straight 9 Newton meters on each of these nuts for the oil level temperature sensor, and then just plug in the connection here, and then you're good to go. The new pan comes with a plug. Just make sure that it's properly seated and tightened all the way to the stop, and then you can fill with oil. And now is also a good time to check out the pan you just took off and see if there's any debris. I do have a little bit of oil grit in here right near the outlet, but it's not shiny or metallic, so I'm okay with that. Okay, once you have it refilled with oil, just before you put that belly pan on, make sure that you have no leaks around the edges. Just go around and take a good look, and if there's no leaks, you can put that protective pan or cover on the bottom with the T25 screws, and that's it. Make sure you put in a new oil filter, and make sure you change out the gasket and that oil filter cap each time you change the filter, and that's it. That's how you change out the oil pan, including the oil level sensor gasket on a 2017 Sportwagen.